Hey everybody, Pastor Sam here. We're cooking a little bit today along with our verse of the day, and I'm going to show you my secret recipe for plantain bananas. And we're going to study the Bible. So this is a plantain. I cut out a lot of phases to make a short video. You don't need me to show you how to cut a banana. Or peel it. Just know that you have to use a knife a little bit on the peel. And you don't want one that's super green. Central America, this is everybody's breakfast. First thing out is they get one of these. Here in the north of Mexico, they're actually a little bit expensive and a little bit hard to get. Believe it or not, it's more than $1 per kilo, and no produce is $1 a kilo. So I've got this in some butter. I also use coconut oil, and what we're really going to focus on is the magic of the gravy. And it's just a sweet gravy recipe. It's my own development. I've never seen anybody else do it, but you know, I'm not much of a chef. I just kind of study these things for survival. All right, so this is azúcar morena. It's it's a Mexican sugar. It doesn't have all the caramelization out of it, so it's a little bit dark. It's not like our refined white sugar. So this gravy that I'm going to make has the dark sugar. We're going to put dark vanilla in it, and then we're going to thicken it up. Now, if you like, and this is a little bit more in tune with the American palate, you can use powdered sugar. And the powdered sugar, if you use everything white, it won't have a dark look to it, and it makes a really nice presentation. And of course, there's a little bit of grit to this dark sugar too. So here we'll give these their last flip. I think the dark sugar is nice, but we will do it both ways. So then we're going to save the grease or the coconut oil, and that's going to be what we make. So it gets to be a little bit sticky. Because I'm going to whisk this, I'm doing it in a stainless skillet. If you have a plastic whisk, you can do it all in a non-stick and probably be fine. The fact is, it does stick a little bit. It's just kind of part of the game. And of course, if you're frying in butter, you want it to not be too hot. Let's shout out our verse while that's in its last phase, and then we'll get on to the magic of the gravy. We're in Luke chapter 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's covered right now. There's a lot of secret conspiracies, evil plots, secret technologies, even scary monsters that are right now hidden, but it's all going to be revealed. Verse 3, therefore whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. Then he talks about death in the next verse. I'll let you find that out all in Luke 12. You know, the whole idea is for you to be a real student of your paper King James Bible, because a lot of people aren't. All right, looks good, huh? So I'm going to set this aside on my plate, and then we're going to move on to the gravy phase. Fantastic. All right, so it's all of that butter that's going to make our gravy. So here's our milk. Of course, when we go to milk, we want to use low heat. It takes patience and skill to do this, so I'm probably not the best example. And I kind of try to get all of that sugar off of the bottom. There's little pieces of banana in there. I think that's fine. It actually was not Central Americans that taught me how to eat these plantain bananas. It was Africans. They said, Sam, do you like the banana? In Africa, they eat a lot of these bananas. And let me tell you, you know, these are the staples of the world. This is what the world eats. Beans, bananas, yucca root, that kind of stuff. Hope I don't forget anything I've absolutely got to have. Okay, so I'm just going to go with a little more sugar here. We'll call it a 1/4 cup in all. But I kind of use dashes and stuff. Yeah, the Africans said they were feeding me some kind of a green. I might have a guest here. For my neighbor, of course. Some people do come over and hang out. We pray, we study the Bible, we have a lot of fun. So we're keeping this on low heat. I can actually move it to the front burner if I'm going to keep it on low heat, this front one. I got good ones and bad ones, you know. If you watch an American cooking show, their stove costs more than my whole house here. And I'd like you to keep that in mind. If you're enjoying these lessons, if you want to help support the work, I'm the poorest person that you know. That is a certainty. Poorer than all of your friends. And it was not easy to get a handle on the word. It was hard years. It was hard years of persecution. And so if you're at all grateful for that, if you're on BitChute, you can just hit the green button and that'll go to an allied PayPal that receives donations. If you're on YouTube, go to the About page and there's a PayPal address there. There's also my snail mail address. Hey, you want to be friends? You could write me a snail mail and I'll actually get it. So we're taking it back to the old school. All right, as that's getting warmer, I would love to hear from my friends and supporters out there. This is just white flour or cornstarch that's been mixed into some water. And then before we get any further down the road to that thickening, this is one of the famous things in Mexico. You can get Mexican vanilla in the U.S. anymore. Used to be it could not be had at any price. You had to know somebody who went to Mexico to get real vanilla. Now there's white vanilla too. So if you're doing the gringo recipe, get some white vanilla, but please get real vanilla. Go to the Mexican store and get some real white vanilla, and it'll make all the difference in your cooking. We're going to throw a little bit of rum in. Also products of Mexico or Spain. That'll give it a nice flavor. And then you just got to be patient. This is the way all gravies are. And that's not my strongest suit. Although I've spent a whole lot of my life in waiting and a lot of my life on rooftops, discovering secret things and proclaiming secret things. And I just thank everybody that comes along with me now as some of those things that I have heard in the ear, in the inner room, are proclaimed. Thank you for coming along and for listening. Now here is cream of tartar. Anytime you're making a whipping cream or something, a little bit of that will help it to stiffen. So I throw in a tiny bit, just a dash, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. And really what's best is if you can finish your gravy and then chill it. If you're able to do that, then you'll get, so you do multiple rounds of the banana in the skillet and multiple rounds of the gravy. Just like any good pancake party. That vanilla smells great. I'll tell you what, you know, these spice companies, McCormick and Durkee and all of them, they sold America on some really bad stuff. Margarine. And one of the worst things is imitation vanilla. Get real Mexican vanilla. It's not that hard. Now there's a Mexican store in any town. You can go in there and buy Mexican oregano, comino, stuff like that. Okay, so this is beginning to thicken. Right there is the inception of the thickening, the beginning of the magic of the thickening. So here we can even turn it down a little bit more to not scorch that milk. And I like a little caramelization on my bananas too. So as we get ready for the final event here, I'll put a little extra sugar on them. So they call this plantain in Mexico, they call it the male banana, plátano macho. And again, if you're down in the part of Mexico that borders Central America, if you're in Chiapas and Oaxaca, the culture's different. I forget that everybody's taller than me in the United States because I go down there, I'm like a colossus. President Benito Juarez was from there, the shortest head of state of any modern nation at 4 feet 6 inches. The people are very tough, let me tell you. They can carry bundles of shingles up and down a ladder all day long. But they're small. They're like the conies, a feeble folk that are wise. And some of those people are strong in the faith. I've been through the jungle, walking in the jungle, and heard people praising the Lord. A little tiny bit more heat on that. And this is really thick enough right now that if I put it in the fridge, if you have a stainless bowl, you can put this in and then put that in the fridge. It'll come out just fantastic. So please do drop me a line. Think about a donation. It's what partners do. If you don't have partners and friends that you contribute to one another's needs, you know, it used to be that people did borrow a cup of sugar. Now that's just a pretext for a booty call in our culture. But it's an important part of our culture that has stood the test of time for a long, long time. All right, this I made with the white vanilla, powdered sugar, not the grainy Mexican sugar, and the cream of tartar. So all the ingredients are white, and you see that's like a pudding or like a whipped cream. And you put that on top of your bananas. If your bananas are warm and this has been chilled, then you get the perfect mix of summer and winter. Fantastic. All right. Take a bite to prove to you I don't die. I think I did all right. You try it out. Tell me what you think. I'm Pastor Sam. That's your verse of the day for Gospel Gunslingers.